Morning children. So yesterday we had been with two of our friends, isn't it? So Hari and Sumand, where we were at the Firosha Kotla ground, and what were they doing? They were watching an IPL match, isn't it? So who were the teams that in between the match was happening? Delhi Daredevils and Royal Challengers Bangalore. Very good. So yesterday we had seen the first part of the match, I guess. Yesterday we had seen the first part of the match in which Royal Challengers Bangalore completed their batting. Is it? So how many runs did they score? They scored 190 runs in the 20 overs. And after that there was a break. Hari and Sumant went to the cafeteria. They bought some orange juice and a large packet of popcorns. They came back, sat there and yeah, very good. So the second part of the match started. Now the Delhi Daredevil team came down to bat. Okay. So as Pietersen and Chris Gayle came out to open the batting for Royal Challengers Bangalore, Delhi Daredevils also have two openers. One is, as usual, Virendra Sehwag, the Indian player. He opened for Indian national team also. And the second one was David Warner. David Warner. So David Warner is again not an Indian player. He is from Australia. David Warner is a very prominent player from Australia. He plays for Delhi Daredevils. As these two batsmen, Virendra Sehwag and David Warner walked out, the people, they started shouting like anything. They started to cheer because it is their hometown team. It's Delhi Daredevils. The match is happening at Delhi. Firosha Kotla Stadium is at Delhi, isn't it? So it's their own team, own club. So there are a lot of people coming in to support their own team, isn't it? So a large cheer, crowd shouting, encouraging Delhi Daredevil team happened when these two people came out to bat. Right? And who opened the bowling for Royal Challengers? When Royal Challengers team was batting, Irfan Pathan, an Indian bowler, opened the bowling for Delhi Daredevils. As Virendra Sehwag and David Warner, the two openers for Delhi Daredevils team came out, another player, his name is Zahir Khan. He came out to bowl the first over for Royal Challengers Bangalore. Now, the batting was done by Virendra Sehwag and David Warner for Delhi Daredevils, and the bowling was done by Zahir Khan for Royal Challengers Bangalore. As usual, Zahir Khan bowled he is also a fast bowler. He is also a very fast bowler. He bowled for India for a long time. So he bowled the first ball. It was again a good ball. Virendra Sehwag hit it very hard. This time the ball didn't go into the air, but on the ground, it ran very fast across the ground and crossed the boundary line. So they scored 4 runs. Okay. So the first ball that was bowled by Zahir Khan, Virendra Sehwag hit it for a boundary. So Zahir bowled the first over just like that. See, Royal Challengers Bangalore is a team who has got a very good number of bowlers. Zahir Khan, as we saw him now, he was a player who played a lot of games for India. And then there is another player called Muthaiya Muralidharan. What is his name? Muthaiya Muralidharan. He is also again not an Indian player. His name may sound like something like Tamil Nadu, but no. He is from Sri Lanka. We saw Pietersen, who opened the batting for Royal Challengers Bangalore. He was from Sri Lanka. Now, Muthaiya Muralidharan, is a very prominent bowler. He's a spin bowler who has taken something around 700 wickets or so. Right? So he is also from Sri Lanka. Then there is Dirk Peter Nens. Dirk Peter Nens. He is another prominent bowler, fast bowler. He is from Australia. He is from Australia. So there were a lot of very good bowlers who were bowling for a Royal Challengers Bangalore team. So scoring runs against them was not that easy as far as Delhi Daredevil team was concerned. But still, they scored 170 runs without losing much wickets. They scored 170 runs. So the match reached around 15 overs. Delhi Daredevil teams have scored 170 runs. So even though, see, this is what happens in cricket matches. Royal Challengers Bangalore team had a very good number of very good bowlers, but still in 15 overs, Delhi Daredevils scored 170 runs, 7-0 in 15 overs, right? Now in 15th over, what happened was that David Warner, the opener, he got a run out. Run out means what? When they are running between the wickets for taking a run, he got out. He couldn't reach the crease. Before that, the stumps were uprooted. That is called a run out. Okay, so David Warner got a run out. Now, the next person who came into bat was Rose Taylor. Who came out? Rose Taylor. So Rose Taylor again is not an Indian player. He is from New Zealand. He is a very good batsman. He is from New Zealand. So obviously the Delhi Daredevils fans or the people who came in support of Delhi Daredevils, they thought that this man will help them to win the match because he is such a very good batsman. But what happened was the match reached the last over. The match reached the last over and there was only 5 balls remaining and Delhi Daredevils needed 10 runs to win. Okay? There was only 5 balls remaining and the Delhi Daredevil teams required 10 runs to win. Zahir Khan, one of the prominent bowlers of Royal Challengers Bangalore, was bowling that particular over. First ball got over. Now we have only 5 balls, 10 runs to win. And who was batting? Rose Taylor was batting. I said he is a very good batsman. So Zahir Khan bowled the ball. Rose Taylor hit it very hard and everybody thought that ball will again sail over, go across the boundary and reach the people, the gallery. It will be 6 runs. But unfortunately what happened was that the ball hit the bat and it went straight up in the high. Straight up. Okay, Virat Kohli was a fielder over there. He ran after the ball. He had some difficulty, but he caught the ball. So as he caught the ball, what happens? Rose Taylor is out. They will not get any runs also. But here, in this attempt to take this catch, Virat Kohli fell down. He got some injury. He was in severe pain. So as soon as this man Virat Kohli fell down and he was in pain, all his team members came there to help him, to stretching him, to pressing him, to massaging him. Because with that pain he cannot play. Again, every team has their own medical teams also. Every team has their own medical teams also. Okay, so this medical people came, they came in, they took care of this person, they sprayed some pain killer sprays are there. Okay, so Virat Kohli was okay in a while. Okay, so now Virat Kohli is okay for the game and the game continues. So in the previous ball, as Virat Kohli took the catch, Rose Taylor was caught out. So another batsman came in. Now who came in? He is called Kevin Pietersen. He is Kevin Pietersen. Again, he is not an Indian player. He is not from India. He belongs to England. He belongs to England. Okay, he is playing for the Delhi Daredevils. Again, he is also a dashing batsman. Dashing batsman means somebody who can hit the ball very hard and take quick runs. But it was not as expected. He couldn't even score runs very fast. So, Zahir Khan bowled 5 balls in that over. Only 1 ball is remaining and Delhi Daredevils have scored 188 runs. 188 runs. So now, in the last remaining ball, they should score 3 runs to win the match. Because Royal Challengers Bangalore scored 190 runs. Now they have got now Delhi Daredevils have got 188. So it should be 89, 190, 191. So Zahir Khan was there to bowl the last ball. It's thick excitement. If Kevin Pietersen can hit the ball to the boundary, then Delhi Daredevils win the match. If Kevin Pietersen cannot hit the ball, then Royal Challengers win the match. If Zahir Khan can clean bowl Kevin Pietersen, again Royal Challengers Bangalore wins the match. Okay, now everything, who wins the match depends upon this last ball. Okay, Zahir Khan started to run, come to the popping crease and he bowled the ball. Kevin Pietersen with all his effort hit the ball very hard and what happened? Out of the stadium. Means what? As usual it went up in the air. It flew across the ground, even the gallery. It went and fell on top roof of the stadium. So how many did he score? 6 runs. So who wins the match? Delhi Daredevil won the match. Okay. So it was such an exciting match. See, they have played for 40 overs, but the excitement, who wins, was decided in the last ball. Okay, so they watched the match. Suman and Harry along with other people came out. Okay, so Delhi Daredevil won the match. The people shouted, they laughed, they danced. The players hugged each other, they encouraged each other, they congratulated others. It was happening there. The people slowly started to come out of the stadium. Right? So Hari and Sumant also came out of the stadium. They were very happy because it was such a great match that they had on that evening. Okay? The excitement of the match was that it took the last ball to decide who wins the match. And that is why this lesson is called a thrilling match. Thrilling means excited. Right? So that is the lesson. And we will go for the exercise part, the question answers and other parts related to the text along with this. Okay? So let us see the meanings in detail. The first one is a crowd, a large number of people. So in the beginning of the lesson we saw that when both the boys came in front of the Firozshah Kotla ground, there were a large number of people gathered over there who have come over there to go into the stadium and watch the match. Right? So that group is called a crowd. Second, IPL. So in the beginning of the lesson I have told you, it's a club-based format of cricket match that is being played in India. Different regions or cities, major cities in India has got their own branches or franchises who buy cricketers not only from India, from abroad also, and they form their own team and there is a match. Okay, and that system is called IPL, Indian Premier League. Third one is banner. So what's a banner? For example, when we have an annual day in the school or a sports day in the school, we tie this thing called a banner, right? So it's a long piece of cloth or a plastic sheet or something like that on which we write the message or a slogan. For example, if we invite somebody as a chief guest for the program that we have in our school, we write, welcome Mr. So and so, the chief guest of so and so program, and we buy it across the road, right? So that is called a banner. A slogan, a group of words conveying a message. So when we go for a match, we keep these banners which will have some sort of messages on that, no? Like well done, we can do it, come on. Okay, so such kinds of words are known as slogans. The next one is bargain. Try to buy something at a lesser price. This is something that we commonly do when we go to the markets also. For example, when we go to buy some vegetables, they will say a price and we will ask it for a reduced price. So for example, if we ask something like, say, tomato, right? We ask for tomatoes and he said it's 20 rupees per kg. And we will ask them, what do you give it for 15 rupees per kg? So this is bargain. Okay, asking something so as to buy at a lesser price. Clear? Now, purchase. Purchase means to buy. When we buy something from somebody, like a shop or a market, we say we are purchasing. Right? Then, occupy. Occupy means take up the space. When we come into the class, go to our place in the classroom on the bench and sit over there, we can say we have occupied our space. We have occupied the bench. Means we have taken the space where we are supposed to sit. Clear? Now, toss. Toss means, see, before this match starts, there will be confusion. No? Even we do this. Who should bat first and who should bowl first? That's a problem. So what we do is we will toss a coin. Toss means to flip a coin up. So coin has a digit, a number on one side and a logo on the other side. So head or tail we call it. A tail is a coin part, digit part, and a head is the logo part. Okay. So one of the people will flip the coin up. The second people will call it a head or tail. Okay. If he calls it right, it means when the coin falls on the floor, it should have the head on top of it. Then if that person has called the head, then it matches. Then he has won the toss. If he called the tail and we got a head over here, then the person who flipped the coin wins the toss. Then he will decide whether he should bat or bowl first. Okay. So that process is called the toss. The next is fielding. See, in a match of cricket, the bowler is a person who bowls the ball, a batsman is a person who bats it up, and when the ball rolls through the ground to the boundary, there will be people who will be stopping it. Okay, so those people are known as the fielding man, the fielder. Okay, the process of stopping the ball from reaching the boundary and helping in taking wickets, that is called fielding. Then sportsman spirit. So sportsman spirit is taking in a good sense. Taking in a good sense. It should not be something like that, it hurt our ego. We might have done something good, but other person might not have taken it in that way. But we want to go after him in an egoistic manner. We have to take it on the positive note. Okay, so that is called a sportsman spirit. So in the match we have seen Irfan Pathan is a very good bowler and he bowled a very good ball, but still he got it a hit to the boundary. So he didn't take it as an ego, like I bowled a good ball, still he hit it. What was the reason for him to hit it for a boundary? No. So the other person was such a great batsman, this guy was a great batsman, that even he could hit such a good ball to the boundary. So that has to be appreciated. That is called the sportsman spirit. Right? So let us have a look at the second set of the words. Right? Yeah. Here it is. Appreciate. To value or regard high. If we, our friend, for example, won something like say for example, there was a drawing competition in the school and a friend won the first prize in the drawing competitions. We will go and congratulate him. We will go and appreciate him. The answer that it was a great from his part that he has such a great talent that he won a prize. Cheer. A shout or encouragement and a congratulation. Even we do this when we have sports day kinds of things in the school and our friends are participating in these activities. We will be sitting on the gallery and clapping for them. We are encouraging them. Okay, so that is called a cheer. Cafeteria. A lunch room or a dining hall in a school or a stadium where food is taken from the counter by each individual to his or her own table. In simple words, we can say most of the schools or these kinds of stadiums, we have canteen. We call it in simple terms, we call it a canteen. So they give us a food, we will go there, we will order the food, they will give it to us, we will take it to our own table and we will eat it. Okay, so such kind of centers where eatable stuffs are provided is known as a cafeteria. Right? Next, umpire. So who is an umpire? An umpire is a person who has a job of controlling the game. Right? Without any problems, quarrels and all these kinds of things. See, every game has a good set of rules. Every game has a set of rules. And there should be someone who should make it sure that these rules are being followed. Nobody is breaking the rule. So that particular person who controls the game and makes it sure that all the rules and regulations regarding the particular game is being followed is called the umpire. Okay. Halt means stop. It came to a halt. The train came to a halt at the platform. Means the train stopped at the platform. Right? Thrilling, exciting. We will be very happy to watch that. Right? We will be enjoying every moment of that. Clear? So that is called exciting, thrilling. So this is from the read and enjoy the meanings, word meanings apart from the lesson. And shall we go to the next one? Let's see. Yeah. So we have got 10 sentences over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what we need to do, all these sentences are actually taken from the text that we have learned. Right? So what we need to do now is, we need to read these sentences and check whether they are true or false. Means whether they match with what we learned in the lesson or are they against something that we have learned from the lesson. If they match with the content in the lesson, we should say it as a true. We need to put a tick mark over there, and if it doesn't match, then we need to put a cross mark over there. Okay, so shall we start doing it? Fine. Fine. The first sentence. Hari and Sumant saw a big crowd at the stadium entrance gate. Fine. The first sentence. Hari and Sumant saw a big crowd at the stadium entrance gate. So in the beginning of the lesson itself, this sentence is there. Hari and Sumant came there at 4 o'clock, and as they walked towards the stadium, they saw a big crowd. So that statement is true. A man was selling caps and banners near the stadium. A man was selling caps and banners near the stadium. Again, this is true. As they walked inside, they saw a man selling the caps and the banners of Delhi Daredevils. So that is a true statement. Third statement. A lady was selling bags and bottles with the slogans written on top of the royal challenges. A lady was selling actually not bags and bottles, but t-shirts and caps, isn't it? So she was selling t-shirts and caps, so this statement is wrong. Hari and Sumant often watched matches at the stadium. Hari and Sumant, did they watch matches often? They said it was the first time for Hari and Sumant to watch a match in the stadium, isn't it? The sentence says it was the first time for Hari and Sumant to watch a match in the stadium. So the sentence is wrong. Chris Gayle scored 6 runs off Irfan Pathan's first ball. Yeah, we read Chris Gayle came out to bat first for Delhi Daredevils. Irfan Pathan, we saw Chris Gayle came out to bat first for Royal Challengers. Irfan Pathan was the bowler who bowled the first ball. It was a very good ball. He hit it hard. It flew up in the air. A fielder ran after the ball, but he couldn't catch it. It landed in the gallery among the people, isn't it? So that is a sixer. So the statement is right. Virat Kohli could not play well because he was injured. He was injured, but not before batting. No? Virat Kohli, he batted first, and after that when his team was bowling, in the last over when Zahir Khan was bowling, he ran to take a catch and he fell down. So that was when he got injured. So that is a wrong statement. Virender Sehwag and David Warner came to bat first from Delhi Daredevils team. True. They are the openers. The two friends bought sandwiches and wafers from the cafeteria during the break. During the break time, yeah, they went to the cafeteria, but they bought orange juices and a big bag of popcorns, right? So that statement is wrong. Ross Taylor was caught by Virat Kohli. Yeah, it was then when he fell down, he got some injury. All the people came around to help him out. The medical team came there, and after a while it was all fine, isn't it? Yeah, that is a true statement. Kevin Pietersen scored a sixer on Zahir Khan's last ball. Yeah. So last ball they needed the runs, and Kevin Pietersen hit the ball of Zahir Khan very hard, and it went for a sixer, and that was why it was a very exciting match, because it took the last ball to tell who was the winner, isn't it? So that is a true statement. Now let us revise all these statements once. Hari and Sumant saw a big crowd at the stadium entrance gate. It's a true sentence. A man was selling caps and banners near the stadium. It's again a true statement. A lady was selling bags and bottles with slogans written in support of royal challenges. The entire party is right except bags and bottles. It was t-shirts and caps. So the answer is wrong. Hari and Sumant often watch the matches at the stadium. It's a wrong statement because Hari and Sumant went to the stadium for the first time to watch a match. Right? Chris Gayle scored 6 runs off Irfan Pathan's first ball. True, it went up in the air, and that was a sixer. Virat Kohli could not play well because he was injured. It's a wrong statement because he was injured in the last over of the match, not before when he came for batting or fielding. Virender Sehwag and David Warner came to bat first from the Delhi Daredevils team. It's a true statement. The two friends bought sandwiches and wafers from the cafeteria during the break. It's a wrong statement because they bought orange juices and a big bag of popcorns. Ross Taylor was caught by Virat Kohli. It's a true statement. Kevin Pietersen scored a sixer on Shahid Khan's last ball, and that is how the match ended, and so that's a true statement. Right? Now, read it once before we go on to the next one. So here are some choose the correct answers. So there are two questions now right in front of us. After completing that, we will go on to the next questions. So what we need to do is we have a statement over here and there are four options A, B, C, D. Right? So after reading this particular statement over here, we need to identify the correct statement with which we can complete that particular sentence, and whichever is the right option, we need to put this tick mark over there. Okay? Now, the first, it's already answered. The first question is, the cricket match was played at the dash. So there are four different stadiums given over there. Eden Gardens, that is in Calcutta. It's not the right answer. Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, I think it's in Chennai. Wankhede is in Mumbai. Firozshah Kotla Stadium is the right answer because that is a stadium where Hari and Sumant went to watch the match. Okay. The second sentence. The toss was won by the dash. A. Australian team. Was Australia playing that match? No. B. Delhi Daredevils team. They didn't win it. Royal Challengers, C is the right answer again. And the match was between Royal Challengers and Delhi Daredevils, so Rajasthan Royals will not come into this part. Right? So the cricket match was played at the Firozshah Kotla Stadium. The toss was won by the Royal Challengers. Okay? Answer the following questions. Right? We have got the questions over here and we need to find the answers for that. The first question is, who was the captain of a Delhi Daredevils team? Who was the captain of a Delhi Daredevils team? So who was the captain? Virendra Sehwag was the captain of Delhi Daredevils team. Virendra Sehwag was the captain of Delhi Daredevils. Why do we know Virendra Sehwag was the captain? Yeah, it was Virendra Sehwag who came out at the time of the toss. The toss will be done by the captains of both the teams, right? So the toss will be done by the captain of both the teams, and from Delhi Daredevils it was Virendra Sehwag who came out. So Virendra Sehwag was the captain of Delhi Daredevils. Now, the second question. Who was the captain of a Royal Challengers team? So, from Delhi Daredevils, Virendra Sehwag came out, and who came out from the Royal Challengers team? Daniel Vettori was the captain of Royal Challengers. Daniel Vettori, he is from New Zealand actually. He is a spinner from New Zealand, and he was the captain of Royal Challengers. So the toss was actually done in between Virendra Sehwag from Delhi Daredevils and Daniel Vettori from Royal Challengers. Okay. Now, let us go to the third question. Who clean bowled Chris Gayle? So Chris Gayle came out to open the batting for Royal Challengers. He even hit the first ball of Irfan Pathan to a six, and he batted well through the first 15 overs. Scored something around 150 runs in the first 15 overs, and after that Chris Gayle got out. So he was clean bowled. So who was that particular bowler who clean bowled Chris Gayle? It was Irfan Pathan who clean bowled Chris Gayle. It was Irfan Pathan who clean bowled Chris Gayle. Okay. Now the next question. How many runs did the Royal Challengers score at the end of 20 overs? What was the score of Royal Challengers at the end of 20 overs? How many runs did they score? What is the answer? At the end of 20 overs, Royal Challengers scored 190 runs. At the end of 20 overs, Royal Challengers scored 190 runs. Right? So before we go to the next set of question answers, let us read these question answers once again. So who was the captain of Delhi Daredevils team? Who was the captain of Delhi Daredevils team? Virendra Sehwag was the captain of the Delhi Daredevils team. Who was the captain of Royal Challengers team? Daniel Vettori was the captain of Royal Challengers. Who clean bowled Chris Gayle? Irfan Pathan clean bowled Chris Gayle. How many runs did the Royal Challengers score at the end of 20 overs? At the end of 20 overs, Royal Challengers scored 190 runs. Right? So before we go on to the next questions, let's read these questions once again. Okay? Read them, and after that we will go to the next questions. Okay, so now let us go to the next set of question answers. It's a hard question. The first question is, do you think that it is important for players to have a sportsman spirit? What's your opinion? Should sports persons have sportsman spirit? Many of the sports persons have a great passion for the sport they play. But the healthy manner of playing is with the sportsman spirit. The players need to understand that the other players also have the same spirit, which need to be respected. So in this match we saw two players, Irfan Pathan, who opened the bowling, who bowled the first ball, and that ball was hit by Chris Gayle for a 6. So Irfan Pathan is a person who loves playing cricket. Chris Gayle also is a person who loves playing cricket. So they should have a respect in between them. They should respect each other. How should they respect each other? Should it be by quarreling or using some abusive words like that? No, it should not be like that. It should be like, see, the same thing when Irfan Pathan bowled a very good ball and Chris Gayle hit it for a 6. Did he scold him? Did he abuse him? Did he quarrel with him? No, he did nothing. But he appreciated it. At the same time, after the 15th over, when Irfan Pathan bowled Chris Gayle out again, did Chris Gayle come and quarrel with Irfan Pathan? Or say some or use some abusive words? No. Okay. So this is respecting each other. We also have to do the same thing. We should grow this particular quality. We also do play a lot of games, either cricket or football or whatever that is, with our friends, and there will be some quarrels. Sometimes they may say we are out and we may not be out, and it doesn't mean that we need to quarrel with them. When we quarrel with them, what happens? They become angry with us, and that is not a good thing. We should be able to understand how other people are also involved in these kinds of things. Okay, and that is how we respect others, respect each other, and value their particular feeling also. Okay, so in that aspect, it's very important to have a sportsman spirit. Okay, read it once again. Many of the sports persons have a great passion for the sports they play. It's just because of the passion that they have, they become sports person, isn't it? But the healthy manner of playing is with sportsman spirit. It's not that I love playing it, it's not you who love playing it. As I love playing it, you also love playing it. That should be the way we need to understand them. The players need to understand that other players also have the same spirit, which need to be respected, and that is when we call they have a sportsman spirit. Okay, read it. Fine. So let's go to the next question. How did Irfan Pathan show true sportsman spirit? Now we have come to that particular situation that was happening in the game or in the match that both these boys went and watched. Okay, so how did Irfan Pathan show true sportsman spirit? How did he show it? Irfan Pathan clapped at the excellence with which the shot was played by Chris Gayle. Thus he showed true sportsman spirit. Right? So what do you mean by that? So Irfan Pathan was not that egoistic over there to say something like that was one of the best balls that I could ever bowl, and why should he hit that for a six? If I have a quality, if I am able to bowl such good balls, Chris Gayle is also able to hit even such balls to six. So it's not my greatness, it is his greatness also. And we should be able to accept it. We should be able to appreciate that greatness. Only then we can bring up sportsman spirit. Okay. So Irfan Pathan was not angry at Chris Gayle for hitting his first ball for a six, but because of the excellence by which Chris Gayle hit that particular ball into the gallery, he appreciated Chris Gayle. Okay, so that is what is called a sportsman spirit. Okay, read that particular question again. Okay, so now we have completed the lesson based exercises, and in the next class we will deal with the grammar part from this particular lesson. Right? So you have the PDF of this particular lesson attached along with this particular links. You can read it and get ready so that it will be easy for you to deal with the grammar parts. Fine? Thank you.